Juicing, juicing, juicing. Chopping, chopping, chopping. Juicing, juicing, juicing. Yeah. Hard.
Hello, this is Ika. Due to our new contract, she has top billing. My name is Chris Bauer, and welcome to day 34 of the Cafe Neckbeard Winter 2020 Celery Menu Anticipation Juice Cleanse. And we're gonna start off the videos with a little bit of Ika time because we have a new contract, and hopefully she fulfills her end of the contract as I am fulfilling mine. And we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, let's say goodbye to Ika. Bye, Ika. She's very cute. We have a very good relationship. So it is day 34. It is November 12th, 2019. It is a unusually weather report cold day in November. For November 12th, we're usually experiencing in Chicago and also East Garfield Park, which is located in Chicago. We're usually experiencing something resembling fall, which is the season that usually runs between summer and winter and usually involves cascading of beautiful leaves, not as engrossing and intoxicating and inebriating as the Michigan leaves that I showed you earlier in the year, but a more urban version of that. And in that context, urban is what I just mean that there's less trees. And, but this is winter weather, not fall weather. So it appears that there's going to be some sort of like environmental disruption, is that I think that a lot of the leaves have died a quick death instead of a slow, beautiful, painful death. I'm not sure how the trees feel about it, but I do know how I feel about it, and that is disappointed, because I'm disappointed with the seasons not rhythmically from one station to the next. But what are we going to do about it other than just notice it, talk about it, and contemplate about what it all means? I think that's the sort of philosophical conversations that we should continue to have during these dark times. And whether or not it assists future generations in understanding this particular time or not is really not up for us. A lot of great philosophy was probably lost in bar rooms. A lot of good philosophy was lost in bar rooms, and a lot of unnecessary garbage philosophy was probably also lost in bar rooms. And there's just no telling how the future is going to welcome the past. And I am here today not to talk about myself very much today. I'm going to leave myself out of it. I'm doing great. I'm starting to get back on track. I'm starting to feel like, you know, a little bit more connected to everything. I had a couple rough stretches there where I'm just sort of feeling like I didn't know what was up and what was down, and I'm just like really glad that I got back on track and that I found the new focus of this video series, which is anticipating the Celery Menu 2020 in the winter, if it's still winter by 2020. I have a good feeling it will be. And also, we're going to start introducing some literature into the video series. And so I've begun to participate in a group exercise with the Celery Pig. So the Celery Pig is to you. So as the second sort of, third phase of the video series is that I'm going to be transitioning from me to a juicing version of me. And then the Celery Pig is going to take over, and I'm really excited about what the Celery Pig is going to do today. He is going to read the first series of quotations from extracts. And so I'm really excited. I think that probably by, I would say maybe Friday or Saturday of this week, chapter 1's looming should be performed. So it's going to be a long, exciting venture. And the great thing about it is that the Celery Pig has never read Moby Dick. And so while I've read Moby Dick and you've read Moby Dick, it's going to be the first time for the Celery Pig. So I just want to prepare everybody for a couple things. And a couple things is that, like, mispronunciations are just part of the deal. When you read a book for the first time and you're reading it out loud, you're gonna probably mispronounce things once in a while. And you're gonna stumble over your words. So what I'm gonna expect from you, the audience, is that you're not going to be too hard on the pig. The pig is doing a great service. And I just want everybody just ahead of time to understand that occasionally there's going to be vocal stumbles, and occasionally there's going to be gross mispronunciation of words. And I know I sometimes mispronounce words too. Like, I can't say the word anticipation. I can't say words that have a lot of S's or C's, and it's not my fault. It's that this apartment is so dry. And I've been learning more about celery, is that celery, while it has a lot of electrolytes, which are good for hydration, there's multiple levels of hydration. There's hydration that's internal, that's inside of our blood and our hair and spouting out of our pores and running through our body, and then there's the hydration that's inside of your mouth. And you could have a perfectly hydrated blood system, but you can have a really dry mouth. And I feel like I'm experiencing this in a really major way. And so I'm really thirsty. And I'm thirsty for celery juice, but celery juice has a little bit of salt naturally in it. And it's thirst quenching, but it's not thirst quenching. And so I'm blaming not the celery juice, but the conditions of my apartment for the conditions of my mouth, which therefore blaming the conditions in which the words fly out of my mouth. And so for that, I apologize. But I do want you to keep in mind that the pig shouldn't be criticized. The pig should be applauded. The pig doesn't have to be worshipped or anything like that. I think the pig is, the pig can take it. But I just want to just be nice and kind, and just make sure that everybody understands that this is not a Broadway performance. So please don't expect one, but also do have high standards, because having high standards is really important, especially when we're living in an age where there are almost no standards. So it's good to have some. Okay, it is fairly cold outside, probably about 15 to 17 degrees, which is really, really cold. It is November 12th, 2019, and it is day 34. I know there's been some confusion about the days again, but it is day 34 of the Cafe Neckbeard Celery Menu Winter 2020 Anticipation Juice Cleanse. My name is Chris Bauer, and I'm going to get going on this juice drinking so we can get to some high quality pre-Moby Dick quotations that is pretty significant, and always a part of the book. I do not believe that it is adjacent to the book. I believe that Etymology and Extracts is Moby Dick already started before chapter 1. Just my opinion. All right, take care out there.